Back, Governor Malloy joins us yet again this hour,
Yeah.
this time to talk about your education reform plan and how that's going.
And today, a couple of visits to schools both here in New Haven and in Bridgeport. These are schools that are kind of models for the turnaround that education reform is designed to have, both taking different approaches. We're just a few months into the school year. Is it enough time to see if things are moving in the right direction?
I think so. That's why I'm going out. Obviously, the high school in the community, which is the school I'll be visiting in New Haven, is a different kind of way to run a school. The union is taking the lead. So we're saying, hey, they want to be part of this. Here we go. Let's work together on a turnaround school. And down in Bridgeport, it's a different model, Curiel School. We'll be visiting there. In the coming days, I'm going to visit each of these turnaround schools. We established a kind of a new district, 30 low-performing schools that have to turn themselves around, and that'll be built out over the next few years.
I want to jump in real quick. Just you mentioned the union is kind of running the show in New Haven, and there was a lot of talk during this education reform as it was getting going about the clashing between you and the union.
Yeah, you know, change is hard. And we have systems that have existed in their current condition for a long period of time, so we knew what we were getting ourselves into. We had a long, drawn-out, tough battle, but when everything was said and done, we got the job done. And we have the tools now to turn performance around in Connecticut, to hold people responsible, and to put money in the places that need the money.
Governor Malloy, you just said hold people responsible, and because of developments last week with the Board of Regents, I have to ask you about that since you're here.
I do hold people responsible, don't I?
Well, yes, you do. I mean, you came out very quickly and said these unauthorized pay raises are inexcusable. But a lot of questions this morning about how much you knew about those pay raises and when.
No, there's not a lot of questions. That's Larry Cafaro, who's a Republican leader who's trying to make hay. He could pick up the phone and call me. And we've already said, we learned of those pay raises the same time you folks learned of them.
So in the
That's why
headlines.
I acted very swiftly, and really, we're going in a different direction.
But there are questions because you appointed the president, Robert Kennedy, to that position.
Who was the number 2 candidate for the UConn system.
Do you stand by him? Even
No,
after?
no. I stand by his accomplishments. We saved $5.5 million in the system, which is going back into additional teaching positions. We have an articulated agreement for transfer of credits between all of the 12 community colleges and the 4 regionals, and a working relationship with the University of Connecticut. We opened up 3 precision manufacturing centers in less than a year at 3 of the community colleges. I stand by all of that, but because they made mistakes, it was time to go in a different direction.
And now, as you've mentioned, restoring the credibility of the organization is
nothing's more important. That's why you have to move swiftly.
Governor Malloy, we appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us this morning.
Great to be with you.
Thanks for joining us.